Hey everyone, Steven here. Before we start this episode, I just want to let everybody know you'll probably notice in this recording itself that my audio quality is not up to par with what we usually do for our shows. And that is mostly because I'm currently still out of town, as Will mentioned throughout the show. We had done some traveling the week prior, which kind of explains why there wasn't an episode last week as well. I'm still out of town at the point in time of this recording, and because of that, my audio will be taking a hit. Apologies for that ahead of time. I know it's not, uh, up to standard or it's subpar from what we've been delivering to you, and I promise that this will not be the case in future episodes. But just letting you guys know, thank you for understanding. We will see you all. One, enjoy the show, but then we'll hopefully see you all in the next episode. Back to our regular, beautiful voices. Anyway, enjoy the show. Just gonna get right into it, huh? Well, with that, welcome everyone to the Black City Podcast. We're back. Of course, the hosts you know the most, Stephen and David. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
No, I'm done.
we're back, and I guess I'd say I apologize, but kind of unapologetically. We took a break last week because we were traveling. Um, just got back from New York. Yeah, I'll let you imagine your heads what we did in New York. You'll probably be half correct, but we had a good time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was now you're saying that I was like, I should have posted all of our good hauls from the game shops we went to.
I was thinking of doing that myself. I'm glad we both thought about that. I was gonna,
Expect me to post.
yeah. Hey, look. So here's the deal. Part of the trip was discovering better ways to display our stuff on the Instagram and stuff, and we at least came back with something that's a little better. So maybe we'll
Yeah,
post those throughout this week as a like, hey, because technically I'm still on the trip because you're back home, but I'm still out at
out of town.
dog sitting, but also searching for cards. So it all works out. Um, so yeah, New York was nice. The pizza sucked balls. Not gonna lie.
Man, any viewers out there who cape for New York, just stop chatting
I was about to
forever.
say, y'all just like cake with pepperoni and cheese on it because that bread was too like. It was like, the only thing I could think of was like, man, the bread's really sweet. Is that the reason why y'all like this pizza? And
Call it school lunch pizza. And say it's a staple. I'm sorry, New
yeah,
York. Gotta
y-
be miserable.
yeah, y'all claim it because it's all you got, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. It's not factual, right? I'm just a lowly, small time YouTuber. So what can I really do?
And I will say that was some bomb Greek food y'all had over there.
Oh yeah, them gyros, lame. A lot of lettuce though. It was good though. It
I'm
was
not.
good.
I'm not gonna complain. My food was great.
Well, yeah, they gave you all that dip, and I was like, man, he's eating this whole thing. This is his meal. I was like,
I
how?
could. I could have just eaten that.
Shit.
Like spicy dip with bread and feta cheese, Greek spices. It was flying.
Not pizza logs. Okay, so
Oh
I
man,
know I don't want to harp too much on it, but like New York people, what is your obsession with pizza logs? Is that a thing? Because every place we went to had it on the menu. I'm just sitting here like, what the what the hell is this?
life is so bad. Y'all invented worse pizza.
Hey, they say we have too much bread on our pizza. Why don't we make this shit in an egg roll? Mmm, delicious.
So the first time I was like, okay, this is a local restaurant thing, and then we saw it two more times on the menu. I was like, there's something weird going on here.
Yeah, New York's bugging, bro. I don't know what else to say. But yeah. So, food was inadequate, save for the one place. But, the shops and everything were really cool. So like we said earlier, we'll be posting our hauls and giving shout outs to all the shops that we hit up because New York, you got a lot of really cool card shops doing a lot of really cool things. And I guess we should expect no less from the big app. I'm gonna call it that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
I will
mistake,
say
right?
briefly, we did not buy any Lorcana, like Disney Lorcana, but it was out there.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, though, I don't know. I know we're not going to talk too much about it, but I feel like more stores are getting it. Um, but the way that they're going about distributing the product, it makes sense, and it makes sense for any other company. I'm surprised Disney's doing it, but yeah, the Lorcana was out in droves. So anyone who's the scalpers out there, yeah, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. This actually is not on the docket, but the Disney Lorcana distributors put out a statement saying that to combat scalpers, they're gonna start sending out in large quantities more starter decks and more of the first set.
Hey, yo. Okay. See, this is why it's good to have a company that's a little bit, at least a little in tuned with their fans because they know that, oh, our fans are giving us all this money. Let's not get any bad press.
I was
So,
gonna say not even in tune, just a company large enough where they're like, yeah, we'll just print more. No skin off our nose.
dude. Hey, well, good
That's
stuff.
what I think happened.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, good stuff, Lorcana. I'm sure everyone's having fun over there, way over there.
Of major IPs.
Ooh, what you got?
I'm sure all of you have seen the live action One Piece.
Or at least I've had a interest in seeing what's going on there. Because
I've seen a lot of stuff about it.
some things, as have I, though.
Yeah, I'll start with the good. I did like how they showed Shanks group of pirates fighting. That fight scene was cool, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, fight scene was cool, and they look like they're trying to make the fights as like interesting and creative as the source material. They weren't like lazy with like like Dragon Ball Evolution or um, JoJo's live action was okay, but some parts you could tell they were like, we don't know how to make this translate well from manga or anime form. One Piece, they're like willing to use special effects, and special effects have gotten so good nowadays that some of the fights seem as dynamic as they could be in live action nowadays. So I was impressed with that. What I was not expecting was the level of violence they're willing to show on it, with our boy Zoro cutting a dude in half.
Yeah, man. What's up with that? That's crazy. But that wasn't the shocking part for me. That wa- it was it was the man being cut in half that I was a little curious about.
It's a little too manga accurate.
Yeah, a little too on the nose even.
So much so that I don't even think you were shocked.
I was disappointed to say the least. Like
Dude, this is why Oda has been like crying in interviews about how happy he is with this interpretation. It's too accurate.
just this moment here, it was like, yes, he understood the assignment. All right, should we just come clean? Like Zoro has been this entire since the show's shown off. All right, man.
So, by complete chance, so first of all, I want you all to know, like, we really like One Piece. One Piece is a solid modern day classic, so on and so forth. Zoro has this kind of like reputation where he's always fighting characters who are depicted as like minority characters.
And not just
And
like, and usually he ends up killing them most often than not.
yeah, yeah,
But
probably almost every time. But
yeah,
so there's this like meme in the One Piece community that like that's like his thing. Like he goes out of his way to do that. He goes out of his way to kill people who are minorities.
so in the show, almost immediately, this is the debut of the One Piece show. So this is within the first few episodes, if not probably the first episode. I'm not
And like
sure.
I think it's the first time actually he's on screen. Period.
Oh,
By the
so
way,
his first appearance. You got to, and when a character is introduced, you got to set like who is this character, what they're about, set some ground rules. Yeah, Zoro just cuts up a black man in half, like straight up.
yeah,
But it's not that because it's like whatever. It's a casting thing. And maybe it's the area that they're in. But it's what he says.
bro.
So after he kills him, or before, I'm not sure. But he says, "This is what I do for a living." Proceeds to kill him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe like the word choice, and just so y'all know, like we're not butthurt or like triggered or any of that weird stuff
Hell
about it.
no.
It's just like, come on, bro. I kill your kind for a
Yeah,
living.
okay, that's the line. That's the line.
Mind you, Zoro is my favorite One Piece character.
Oh man. So like, obviously, Twitter had a field day with this. One Piece Twitter is just killing it right now.
They're still going, and this at the time of recording, it's been out for like a couple days now,
Yeah, yeah.
and people are still blowing up just this scene. You would think a new trailer drop versus like a couple episodes. The way people are just talking about this one scene.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm sure it sounds like the show people are enjoying it, but when you get content like this, man, like the story writes itself.
Yeah, everyone's got their clickbait thumbnails and all their horrible stuff to say about Oda and whatnot. You just gotta laugh.
You shall laugh, man. It's so funny. It is so funny, and like seeing as someone who's like kind of binging One Piece right now, and like not understand the inside jokes until like I'm actually reading through it. To get a cheat sheet like this,
Because they jump right to it.
yeah, dude, it's there's no jokes aside. There's no time for him to be like, oh, I'm hung up to this post, and I'm so bad. It's like no, no, I kill black people. That's all I do.
In Minecraft.
In my isn't that right, Luffy?
Man.
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't really have anything else to say. I just thought this was a very funny thread to read through. And you know,
Well, I think the show, like all jokes aside, and everyone being triggered, like put away. I think the show's gonna do really well. Its reception is super good.
well, I would hope so. I'm actually, you know what? No, I'm surprised that it's doing that well because most of these, like the last couple of, I don't know how to call them manga to Netflix specials, um, have not been doing well, like at all. They've almost always been flamed to death and everything. But I don't know. I guess One Piece fans are just him,
Yeah,
because
they're diehards for this, and I know it's like even people who I know don't read or watch manga or One Piece are wanting to get into it because of this live action show. I had some old friends from like high school who, funny enough, always would like think I was like nerdy for liking this type of stuff. They watched the live action and now they want to like get into One Piece, which God bless them.
is it because of this scene?
Saying that because you know where I went to high school.
Oh, we got to see if this nigga dies or not.
I need to see someone draw this.
Yeah. Oh
Nah,
man.
but I think it's doing what it's supposed to do. Like the same way that animes are meant to advertise their source material, which is usually light novels or manga. This is doing well at getting people into One Piece, from what I can tell, and like related to the news we go over, it's probably going to get some people interested eventually, and probably a small amount, but interested in the One Piece TCG, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's 100% accurate. Like a small amount of people are probably going to turn to the game, um, which would be, always a good thing. So I can see that happening.
Yeah, but you can also see. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go anywhere else with this. But
You can also see this clip posted again.
I can see this clip taking people places too.
Oh man, that's the red deck for you.
That's the Ona.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, looks good. I might watch a few episodes in the future, but it's uh, it's just in the back burner for me right now. You know,
Yeah,
manga One Piece is still killing it. It's still around, so
yeah. I can't wait till eventually we talk about that, but probably have to wait till it's over because just
Ye-
where it is right now, every chapter is like a huge revelation of some
yeah,
sort.
I think at this point, since it sounds like it seems like you don't know, but it seems like things are starting to wrap up. We'll probably just have to wait, you
Yeah,
know.
Oda said this is the final arc.
Oh, okay. Never mind. This is wrapping up then.
Yeah. So once
Cool.
this is done, we will talk more about some of our manga and anime love. But in another note of corruption and evil and hatred toward smaller demographics of people,
Oh,
the Megaman X Dive NFTs, one of the most egregious cash grabs by Capcom ever, by the way. So I don't know how much you know about this story,
so
but
I think I have some background, but just so I'm clear, is it actually Capcom handling the NFTs? I mean, I guess it would make sense. It is Mega Man.
yes.
Okay. I know at one point Inafune was trying his hand at NFTs. Obviously not Mega Man because they do not let that man in the Capcom building anymore. But
Yeah.
um, it seems like the company themselves have decided, hey, this might be a worthwhile venture. But other
Yeah.
than that, I don't really have any background on Capcom's attempt at this, so I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
clue me in.
So, well, actually, just to give it some backstory, and you brought this up, Kaiji Inafune was creating Robot Master NFTs, and a lot of the designs are like really cool. They're in his like early X, late Mega Man series, like Mega Man 6 through like Mega Man X 3 or 4 type design. This is like the art he's known for, you know.
Right.
And Kaiji Inafune created a Kickstarter to make more NFTs. So that's like double scummy because it's like he didn't have to contribute anything until people put money up, essentially. And
Yeah.
he's basically just like drawing and making his doodles only for one person. So like the art quality is like nice or whatever, but like right click, save image as, see you later, kid. And Capcom gets on this because Mega Man X Dive has done well in other territories. And for those of you who don't know, it's their mobile game where it's a mobile crossover game. It's kind of a 2D platformer, um, but it's like a simplified version of Mega Man X. They are making sprites like Game Boy, Game Boy or Game Boy Advance style, probably Game Boy Color is probably most accurate style sprites of these Mega Man X characters, and they cost about $100, but they're NFTs and they're really lazy. They have zero functionality with the game, and a lot of these are things that already have sprite sheets, like official sprite sheets from like Mega Man Extreme 2 and like fan projects. And it was kind of like disappointing because they said this was like a large announcement for the game, and what they did was announce this alongside the offline version of the game, which also costs like $40.
Which sounds crazy to me that a game like in this era of game where everyone wants to have online or they want to have good online competitive matches. So for a game subtitle to be offline,
Yeah.
that kind of drives me insane to think about.
Also, the trailer for the game, because to your point, the whole premise of the game is like this online virus messing up the deep space or deep web. You're
Okay.
playing it offline. In the trailer, it's literally they picture you, the player, as some guy sitting in front of a computer screen, and your computer getting jacked up by these like computer viruses. But you're playing offline, by the way. So
You
I
you
mean, it
sitting
seems
on
really tone deaf, you know.
yeah, I'd say so. But I mean, it's not like Capcom's a stranger to having such advertisement campaigns that are entirely tone deaf. Such things, right?
Yeah, and I won't say it's crazy, but a lot of the um, news sites and other like associated parties kind of had their own protests where they refused to report on the NFTs,
Yeah.
and that kind of got some bad blood from some people, and reasonably so. But like some news outlets are no longer partnering with Capcom and such because they refuse to advertise the specific thing that they wanted to advertise.
Wow. I like that they're going that way. I also, I mean, not to be totally down on Capcom, but not like Capcom has been had too much to announce for Mega Man. I know they had like Street Fighter 6 and everything that's coming out, but yeah, like really, I don't know, a small loss, I suppose.
Exactly, like Mega Man's not paying anyone's bills.
No, not at all. And I can tell just by looking at their Twitter account for this NFT mess, like if you, I mean, 995 followers on the scoff at if you are a regular human being, I guess, but you're an entire company for this venture to have less than 1K followers currently since its announcement. I mean, you got to kind of read the room, buddy. I don't think it's gonna hit. I don't think we're gonna fall for this. Like gamers, almost the majority, I'll say, the gamers aren't buying biting at this. Like, this is not what they want to see. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is just a bad idea. I mean, like, they haven't learned from other companies that NFTs is not guaranteed money, not even close.
Yeah, yeah. I thought everyone would kind of learn when Square Enix got all that backlash.
Yeah. Or when Sega got all that backlash,
Yeah, yeah,
or insert company here. Like all these companies have tried at least like, hey, we're thinking of doing this, and the thing is, everyone's like, no, and they're like, okay, we're gonna back off on this, and then it's like you get free praise for backing off on it. But I mean, it seems like Capcom was like, oh shoot, man, like it's all any bad news, any news is good news. So
I say we got to keep people talking about this franchise we neglect.
yeah, so I don't know. Like you kind of explained the NFTs and what we're getting, and $100. Come on, man, just give me another game or something. I'm putting $100 towards you. Like
I
what?
would pay $100 for literally Mega Man. Insert subtitle here, X9, but
Yeah,
insert subtitle here.
anything. I just don't understand this. Like, what are you getting with this NFT? You get this. I it's a picture, but why would I need this? It's backed by Capcom. That doesn't make me feel any more confident.
Well, that's the crazy thing to me because I was like, I try not to just be like, ugh, NFT, even though that's how I usually respond to it.
Hmm.
My thing is, in a game that was heavily, the online version, that was heavily centered on PvP or PvE, having the ability even to just have your NFT as like your icon on like PvP scoreboards and stuff, or even have that icon have some functionality in game. Because like it's like it's a gotcha game. So there's a bunch of like microsystems of like different weapons, different skins, different power ups, different hidden passives and stuff
Hmm.
that use a lot of old sprites and old art and reference a lot of retro material. So like it was such a miss. Like so, let's say that like NFTs weren't like horrible and dumb. It's such a miss to not have those be like somehow integrated into the game because it was announced alongside the offline version of the game. Games nowadays are about like personalized experiences, and they were just like, no, we just want your money. We're not even gonna hide it. It's like a poor
Oh
business
man,
move to me.
yeah. I don't know. Like they can't really go any further down. I feel like when it comes to Mega Man, because I mean, I guess they can with this, but it's not like they have been doing anything with the IP. So, I mean, do you think this is going to in any way affect the company negatively? Because it's not like oh, we were gonna get this Mega Man game, but now we're not gonna buy it. You guys are doing NFT stuff. It's like I wasn't gonna get Dive anyway. Now I have an even better reason to not get Dive.
I think it's interesting you say that. I'm in a lot of Mega Man like online groups, forums, discords, etc. And in some groups, I was the only person who even knew about this NFT project.
Jeez, that's
So like, and you brought it up earlier. The Twitter has 1,000 followers, and they've been hush hush since the initial announcement about it.
so like. All right, well, I gotta ask, like, what are Mega Man fans doing? If they're not even, like, usually fans that aren't getting fed are like fighting for scraps tooth and nail. You mean to tell me that this is such a bad launch? That even the fools who aren't getting any type of really anything besides the collections and stuff don't even pay attention to any of this. Well, this is garbage, but still
No,
scraps nonetheless.
no, because the main Mega Man news hub site, the Mega Man Network, they refused to report on it.
Real G's.
On their Twitter, they tweeted once that we will not be. They were like super ambiguous. They were like, "We will not be posting about this project that Capcom has announced," and that was pretty much it. Like everyone's like, "Okay, we're gonna choose to not care," and no major news site is referencing it. Capcom doesn't have a major news hub that people listen to unless it's Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm. That's some real
So
solidarity
it
there,
just kind of fell by the wayside.
as it should have.
Yeah, and I hope they learn from this that this is dumb and they do something else because this IP clearly has staying power. The Mega Man Battle Network collection sold exceptionally well. Um, there are other collections like they do like pretty average, but Mega Man is like still a respected IP,
Yeah,
and a lot of nostalgic stuff like it's not being created nowadays. Like everything is trying to like compete with IPs that are like new, and most companies are afraid to make new IPs. But Mega Man still has staying power, clearly, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I don't know. I don't know where they go from there. I don't know. I keep looking. I'm looking at this trailer right now as we're watching, as we're in the show and talking about it. I just really think they need to renegotiate on this or rethink how they want to do this because maybe instead of NFTs, like use those. I don't know, man. Use those new characters, styles, and designs they've been making for this Megaman X Dive game. Like think about that. You clearly have all the assets to make another 2D platformer at this point. Like just do it.
Hate that. I hate that, but that'd be so sick. Having your own personalized like pixel character in a 2D platformer.
Yeah, something.
I hate that. That would be good.
I wouldn't mind it. Just don't charge $100 for me to have it on my as my Twitter icon, and then nothing else. Like shit. It's so easy. Like you're a video game company. Make video game.
Fuck. It's so easy.
It's so easy. Come on, even your kids can do it.
Yeah. Also, just and not to like. This is the last thing I have on the subject. Like, if you want to like glorify or like sell nostalgia to people, when they made Mega Man 9 and 10 in the same sprite style as the original, like Mega Man 1 through like 5 or 6,
Hmm.
they're gonna make Mega Man X9 probably in like the X1 sprite style. That would sell just because it looks like X1.
Yep. You're right. That's all it would take for them to do.
And those
But
games are not, they don't have long development time. They're not like super difficult to like make. And a lot of ideas Capcom could just like, similar to Mega Man X Street Fighter situation, y'all could just go take someone's good online fan game because y'all, if you all don't want to make it, and then you all license it, and then you just make you print money because it's Mega Man X.
done. Once again, it's so easy. They literally handed it this to you on a platter. So come on, Capcom. Stop like reinventing the wheel. Like you have an IP, you can just do a Mario. So easy to just spit all that out. So like you said, last thing we're gonna say on it, but this NFT business has really got to stop, especially in video games. It is shown time and time again it just does not work as a model or any type of like financial model or way to make some money because one, most of us ain't got that money, and two, like it's just not. it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for your company. It doesn't do anything for the fans or anything. It is just a really extremely lazy cop out and cash grab. So we'll see how many suckers fall for this one. All right.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about technology and new technologies and great ways to make dumb reasons to use it. I guess we can switch on over to Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. So, the head designer for Magic the Gathering talked about how AI could be used in the future to create Magic sets and create new cards and like the entire like an entire like series of cards, and how it could even be the future of TCGs in the future. Um, I thought this article was interesting because with how long Magic's been around and some of their mechanics not doing as well, but also some of their mechanics just being like the same mechanic from the past, but just using a different keyword. Um, the head designer believes that eventually AI will get to a point where you can basically um, go past the research and development period of creating cards and creating a set, and also not have to basically pay a bunch of people to play test cards and mechanics, which would thus mean more profit for a company, right?
Right.
And I'm like super like pro. We need the human side of things in things that are like art, which I think like creating like a game is like something that's very human. Creating something that's representative of like the fun aspects of life and the fun aspects of like fantasy and magic and all that
Mhm.
stuff. I think it's a very human thing. And relying on a machine to do it, while I'm sure it's going to be possible in the future, kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, that's a great and virtuous reasoning behind that, Dave. I really appreciate that you brought that side, the human side, to it. But here's my thing with AI. All right. So if you tell the AI, hey, make a new set of Magic Gathering cards, right? Let's just say for the mechanics, right? The, so AI is not really good at creating new things. AI is really good at regurgitating stuff. So, funnily enough, I'm glad you mentioned that Magic does this. I didn't know that Magic literally just reuses mechanics with different um, keywords. That's all this AI is going to do. Like they're just going to because they're only going to be in the parameters of what's currently out there for Magic the Gathering cards. So if you tell an AI like, "Hey, make a new mechanic," it's not going to be like, "Well, why don't we try this new mechanic and then see how it works against everything else?" It's like, no, I'm going to make quote unquote a new mechanic based off these other mechanics that already exist, so they can exist in this realm of mechanics which you fed to my brain. Um, it doesn't. AI is not good at making new things. That's kind of the biggest issue right now, and I don't think that's going to be changing anytime in the near future. So that's my first red flag for this head designer thinking that he can streamline all of this with an
We
AI.
we may never know if you when you put it that way, right? We may never know if they used AI if they're just reusing
Oh,
mechanics,
they're
right?
using AI right now.
The Lord of the Rings said, "I knew it."
I knew toss keyword was just a different way for throw. I have no idea what's going on.
Wait, that's good. That is also very possible.
Instead of flying, it's like levitating. Oh, bro, levitating mechanic. That's crazy.
No, that creature has the above ground trait. Man. Yeah, I just thought this was interesting to bring up because technology is advancing really fast nowadays. And I think right now, with a lot of people straying away from the big three TCGs and trying these other games that are coming out, um, I can see larger corporations investing a certain amount of like money just to like outpace the smaller TCGs. and create potentially more interesting sets and such.
Yeah, I
Like
think.
half the work time.
Mhm. Yeah, streamlining things that makes sense. Totally understandable. And in fact, like you mentioned, like these smaller games could use AI for these reasons because you know, uh, aren't we all just kind of copying and pasting off of each other for these game mechanics?
Yeah,
So I mean, that would work as well. I just think it's kind of crazy that Magic is the one that's like, yep, we're gonna hop on this right now. Other than the fact that they have to, again, like you said, like jumping to beat the crowd, but I don't think it's going to do anything for them because you already have an art style you kind of stick to. I guess art, maybe I'll stay away from the art for now, but I will say if you're making mechanics
they
like,
did talk about that in this article though.
well,
They did talk about using AI to even generate the art. So basically, the entirety of the card being AI generated.
see that I have different thoughts on because they already have a ingrained or I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like they already have a style of their own. So it's easy for them to be like, okay, we can start making cards based using AI based on their heavy database of card art. So that way they could do that. Um, will people notice? I guess that's my only thing is will people notice that they're doing that, you know? Like AI art is actually pretty hard to discern for a
It's only
layman.
getting more harder, I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can see them doing that. I can see them going up the wall just to print out cards, but what good does that do if the cards don't do something different, right?
Yeah, yeah. We just have to think like, and I guess I want to look at this from the other perspective. What if, for instance, like let's say the creator of like MetaZoo, someone who has like way too much time on their hands,
And
and
no
they're
art
just like a
skills.
solo guy. What if they what if they were to create a game from scratch using AI? Do you think that could even be successful?
I think, hmm, because it comes down to mechanics, right? Because you can have, there's like what, six different games out right now that have art that has art similar to Magic.
Yeah, yeah,
So
for
like
sure.
you could do that, and you could probably make some money off of it before people catch on. This is just doing something something that already exists. But it all comes down to game mechanics. Um,
Mhm.
like for instance, we while we were traveling saw this game called Nostalgics. We've never heard of this before. It's a
Yeah,
TCG that kind of came up around I want to say at least a couple years ago. I'll say,
yeah, on
um,
Kickstarter.
yeah. And so say what you will, like the point of the first of all for the art is a whole bunch of different types of styles. So they bring a whole bunch of artists from trading card games to come in. That's kind of what its own thing where it's like the art is not uniform. That's kind of the point of the thing. But
Mhm.
the game itself, the mechanics is literally just a hodgepodge of the big three. Um, there's it's a hero based game, so there's some like flesh and blood in there as well. But and the gist of it is it's basically just an amalgamation of a bunch of different games put together.
Mhm.
That game is not successful in the slightest. The fact that we just heard about it, which by the way, I looked up prices for the base set. You can get a base set for like $10. You can buy the whole
Yeah.
thing for like $30. So it did not do well, and I think that came down to the game not doing anything new or interesting. Not to knock on nostalgics, and I'll probably end up doing like we'll probably end up playing it a little bit in a future video.
We will
But
be doing it on it
yeah,
because it's affordable.
exactly. Absolutely. Spot on. But I don't know. I think if you rely totally I guess the point I'm trying to get to all this, if you rely on AI entirely to make a product, people are not going to immediately come to it unless the AI, I guess, got lucky, just like any other regular person would,
Mm,
and put
yeah.
the right pieces together. And I think if you rely on AI to make your game mechanics, you're not going to bring anything new to the table. It's going to be like, this is what people like, so I'm going to slap all this together and sell it. Like that is not enticing people to leave their current game for this new game.
Right. Yeah, yeah, good point. There are a lot of games that are just like not standing out and not doing well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, even we went to a card shop where they were creating their own game, and it's only played or tested locally, which I think is really cool. But I think a game like that is more likely to be successful than something that is just taking what already exists. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. So
big dubs to the human mind. We win again. The
for
robot
that.
apocalypse will never take the trading card community. So
But
take
you know
that.
what will take the trading card community?
What's that?
The platinum. No, actually, hold on. I take that back. For the people watching the video format of this, we're gonna have an AI generated magic card, and I want people in the comments to talk about the viability of this card in current standard Magic the Gathering.
David's trying to prove me wrong. I said AI could not create a good card. We're gonna find out if it can or not. On this side episode, does it have the brains or not? An AI story. Yep, that's the title.
That's pretty good. It's not, but it is.
Well, I have to edit that in now, so I'm not changing the title.
Got it. But in other news, just sticking to the TCG stories. Um, so I don't know how much you know about this, Steven, but last year Konami released $1,000 platinum rare Blue Eyes White Dragon that came in this plaque,
That sounds fun.
sold at limited quantities. And this year they're releasing a $1,300 Dark Magician platinum rare that comes in a plaque. And it comes out actually in 4 days on the 6th of September.
Dang. Okay.
And first of all, it's like forced scarcity. There's a limited number, and that's how they're advertising it. But also, um, there's a YouTube channel that I watch that I've been watching since their inception. Team APS, shout outs to them. They were sent this product to review it, and Konami, in their instructions for their video that they sent, their sponsored video, is that they couldn't keep the product. They had to mail it back after they did a opening and advertising video for them.
What? That is the craziest. I've never heard of a company being like, "Hey, we want you to plug our product and actually use it." Like they'll do like desk or chairs or um, keeps or whatever will come out and say, "Hey, here's this product, use it." But like it's always with the caveat like you'll keep it afterwards. I've never heard of a company being like, "Hey, we're gonna need that back though." Like I'm glad you guys showed it on the show and everything. Like if that was happening, they will bring you to one of their offices, right?
Right.
So can I ask, like, okay, so this is just a Dark Magician card on the plaque, right?
So you know how Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the front of them, they're like this brownish color for like Dark Magician normally has like this brownish border and stuff, and
Yeah, monster card.
uh,
I know
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
there you go. So instead, it has a platinum finish. So it has like this
Uh,
silver-ish card art. So it's the same Dark Magician art, but it has like they describe it as a platinum finish. Like it has like platinum dust or whatever on the frame of the card and such,
okay.
which justifies it being $300 more than the platinum Blue Eyes that didn't have platinum dusting.
Yeah. I guess it justifies why it costs more money, not the fact that it costs this much money. But yeah.
Yeah. And reportedly, this is what they say for the selling point of it. This unique, individually numbered world premiere collectible is limited to 1,000 initial copies in North and Latin America. Made of 99.9% pure silver, burnished to a platinum colored finish, and encased in a protective brick of acrylic. Each of these cards are not for everyone. Orders will be limited to one per person per household. All sales are final.
Oh my God. Okay. I how do
We are
I
screwing you over. All sales are final.
Yeah, all right. So why even mail this out? It is a showpiece. Like that doesn't make it. Maybe I'm not understanding the
No, I do understand. I know you can't play this card. This is just sitting in somebody's room. Why would Team APS need to be sent this in the first place, unless the idea was to keep it to advertise it? You know, like that. I don't understand the reasoning here. Yeah, we're gonna ship out this product that you can just stare at, and then we're gonna ask for it back. What?
Yeah, I thought that was super scummy because so I follow them on like their Facebook and stuff, and I was wondering like why is this video only on their Facebook and Instagram and it's not on their like main channel or anything? Oh, they were given strict instructions on advertising it, and obviously it's a product not for everyone,
Right.
and they're just like. Hey, use your platform and your numbers and your viewers and your community to advertise this product so we can sell all 1,000 of these and then see you later. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, but what does Team APS get? Uh, Views, baby. Don't you want a free video content? Here you go. Talk for
Yeah.
8 minutes about this piece of metal card.
Yeah,
Oh,
also it being in like a brick of acrylic, like woohoo.
yeah. Why is that even? Yeah, that shouldn't be added at all to descriptions. Like, hey, we need to put it somewhere. No, we're just gonna
It
ship
made
it
it
to you on a
seem
piece
more
of
like
cardboard.
cheap.
Like,
Yeah.
no shit, you're gonna put this in acrylic. Should come in a box for how much you're paying for it. This is just stupid. This has to be. Well, no, it's not because I mean Magic also did this, and in a way, Pokemon's also doing this. But this is pretty bad for a product, and as usual, and and just as a advertisement campaign, why do I need to go to a YouTuber's website? I mean, other than just to put the word out there, but this could have easily just been done on your own video, on your own YouTube channel, on your own website. What does having a influencer hold this card do for you? You know?
Right.
Now if they kept it and it's like sitting in the room and it got graded, like go to one of those people. I feel like this is a collector's item, so people who play the game it's like, yep, sure is Dark Magician. Card still sucks.
Yeah, because you have to think like you know how in Pokemon people like to collect like I want every Lucario card.
Yep. And
Most people who collect in Yu-Gi-Oh, which there are like a lot fewer, they still exist obviously, but a lot fewer than Pokemon. Like they already have all the nice, expensive, rare Dark Magicians. Like, is it just for this tiny demographic?
well, you only got 1,000 people to feed, so
Yeah, like, why even make this product?
now that's the 1,000 that's the $1,300 question now, isn't it? Is it
Like, I'm
not?
sure it will sell, and a influencer will buy it to make a video to review that they have something other people don't.
See, that person needs to be contacted, not Team APS. Like
Yeah,
I don't like I just like I'm doing I don't understand any of this, but I do know that if you want to advertise a collector's item, you don't need to give it to someone who you don't have the intention of letting them keep it.
right.
So Konami's just dumb, bro. I don't know what else to say. Like this is a stupid company.
Hey, this is the only way I can get the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense in my collection.
I was reading that. And I was like, ain't no way in hell this is actually the description. It's like, hey, this is the best wizard card we got so far. This is the
We're not
best
gonna.
spellcaster.
Maybe we'll do an episode on like flavor text and trading card games, but I don't care what anyone says. That's still wrong. That's still wrong. Bro.
It's just meta. It's like, yep, he's the ultimate ones, and his attack and defense pretty good. Okay,
Wasn't even the best card in the structure deck he came in.
well, I'm just thinking like, well, what does it to do with him? Like, what's he about? I don't care how he does in the game. What's those runes back there?
Nah, bro, that is his lore. He is the ultimate.
He has the greatest attack and defense. All right, well, like, what is? Okay, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, Blue Eyes.
Right.
Anyway, Summon Skull, which only takes one tribute. Yeah,
Oh man.
that's really it. I was kind of not kind of. I was like thoroughly disappointed in this product because it seems like super tone deaf, and I know it didn't cost them anywhere near as much as they're charging to develop this product.
It looks, based on this picture you showed me, it looks not that impressive. Like, I don't know, man. Pokemon cards had this foil for all their cards for the longest time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Well, if you're one of the 1,000 who bought this card, let us know. Was that little chip on the bottom right there on your copy as well? You can't unsee it now.
I did notice that in like the bottom right,
Yeah.
the
All right.
card is sprayed a bit.
YouTube Vision enhance.
Yeah.
That centering is sucks, and those edges are a solid 3.
You know, someone out there is going to be like, I'm going to be the only person to take it out the case and send it in for grading.
Well, those Pokemon metal cards, they started grading those again, so they will definitely probably take this card and grade it.
Of course they will.
But you're automatically losing money. I feel like this is not going to, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh fans. There's no point to use it. There's no point to have this card. Getting it graded, getting anything graded is a loser mentality in the first place. But whatever, get your money. But but I don't know, man. This sucks. I would be pissed if like this is my collector item. Pokemon gets the TCG Classic. Magic gets junk. I'm in the Magic crowd. Come on now, can't do that to me. I have the ultimate
Um,
attack and defense user. I don't need.
and you know, now I think about it, since they're calling this the Masterpiece Collection, there's going to be more of these.
I
We have Blue Eyes already from last year, now Dark Magician this year.
So every year I got to save up $1,000 to drop on. I, it doesn't. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like it's not doing enough to be like this cool showpiece. And I don't know, man. Like I guess they're iconic cards, but how bad? How bad do I want this? Like
Right. Right.
so. I think also even someone who wants it, like, you go to these big YouTubers and they're like, yeah, someone's gonna see it, but again, you can just save yourself $1 and just put it on your own social media, because that's the people who are you gonna sell to. They already look for you. So yeah, I don't know. Just do that. Put on your twitter.com, man. You're not banned or anything, are you? Yeah, that's all I have to say on this. This is a really dumb
Yeah,
product.
I got nothing else good to drop on that.
Team APS should keep the card. Just send back in an old common copy of Dark Magician and see what happens. Just spray some
Uh,
spray paint.
I couldn't believe, so when we start getting sponsorships and stuff, if someone's like send it back, I'll be like, don't even send it.
Right. I'm like, don't even bother. I'll just take the JPEG and we'll just do a show on it like we're doing right now.
Exactly.
Oh man. All right.
All right.
Well, staying in line with TCG, um, and money. Wow, this is actually pretty good. Man, the show writes itself. So, we're talking about spending money. How about making some money? We're actually playing the game. That's right. Pokemon TCG and VGC, they've lended their ears. They look down at you like, hey, I get it. You're hitting top 32, and the money's just not hitting for not keeping you going. And going to regionals and going to all these tournaments can be a trouble on yourself mentally and your wallet. And Pokemon's like, you know what? Our coffers are kind of full. Why don't we give back to the community? And so,
Man.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying it like I'm seeing it. Pokemon Company has seen the light, and they're like, we don't want to be Smash Bros. We want to start paying our players out. So they have since increased the prize money loadout for all contestants who have reached that prize pool
Yeah.
across the board. So let's just throw some numbers around because I kind of remember this from the information I was looking at. So
So
usually Oh, you got it.
No, I was just saying. So basically, across the board, they've increased the prize by like
Double.
times like 2.5 or 3 more than they were in previous years.
Oh, I only heard
Across,
double, but yeah.
yeah, well, so I should specify for TCG and VGC, they have the largest increase in prize pool, but even Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite have increased prize pools as well. Um, I thought this was kind of crazy. So like just starting with um the regional at the regional level, if you get first in TCG at the regional level, you get $10,000. And in previous years, I think it was like
It's
4,000
five.
or
Yeah,
5,000.
about that.
And they also increased, and this is the part no one really cares about, but I thought was cool. They also increased how many booster packs you get. So first
Yeah.
place at a regional used to get like 78 packs, and now you get like 108. And you also are getting increased prize pool of cash for the lower places as well. So like as of even last year, if you got this is like the lowest placement they'll pay you at. If you got between 17th and 32nd place, you used to only get like $400 or something, which isn't like it's basically like less than you paid for travel and everything else,
It's
right?
enough to, yeah, it's enough for you to go to the next one, basically.
Right. But now it's up to $1,000, and it goes up for every like placement tiering. So like ninth through 16th, $2,000, fifth through eighth, 3,000, so on and so forth, up to like $10,000.
Yep.
And this applies for the regional level, the NAIC level, which is internationals, and then you have worlds. And I don't know about you, but I was so shocked that anything related to Pokemon or Nintendo would be willing to pay this amount of money.
So shocked they're doing this much of an increase. Yeah, 100%. I think that's insane that across the board people are actually making double the amounts they were making previously. But I think the main reason I'm shocked is because this is coming out of nowhere because it's not like viewership or attendance to these events are were dropping beforehand, you know?
Right.
Um, I was listening to a podcast, Lake of Rage. I'm sure you guys, if you listen to us, you probably have heard of them because you're like, I need something new. But Lake of Rage, great podcast. But they had a previous world champ, Henry Brand, on who kind of explained that before this was even announced, he was already going to tournaments and regionals for money like already because like the money was like kind of good, not like super crazy, but it's good enough to get by if you're like constantly getting top 8 or whatever. You at least get your money back and you can travel. And the free packs help a lot too. This is only going to, I feel like, increase attendance to these events.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue with that is that these events are already filling up uh like now. Like it takes like less than a couple of hours for attendance signups or player signups to fill up and close out within the few hours that it goes live.
Right.
So yeah, I'm shocked. Like they're increasing the prize pool, but for what gain on them? You know?
Yeah. And that's a good point because funny enough, Steven and I, we were trying to register as participants at the next regional coming up. And the day after regionals went up for signups, it was already signups were closed for players.
Yeah,
And apparently this has historically been an issue where they never have enough spots available to meet the demand. And usually when people like pre-register or they have someone sign up for them, depending on when the registration goes up. So to Steven's point, prize pool increase, they're not allowing more people to enter, which was odd.
yeah. Which honestly, as I was doing research for the show, I thought it was kind of crazy how I don't want to say low because it makes more sense to have less contestants in something like this, but like a record breaking number for attendance to one of these, like say regionals, like 150. which boggled my mind. Wait, there's only like 150 spots to get into this in the first place. Like this is
For the largest IP in the world.
yeah. I was like, this is kind of crazy that you can only really fight the same 200 people.
Yeah, see the thing, the people who are like super dedicated to it, they're the ones who are gonna get in. They're the ones who are like, I quit my day job and I'm just refreshing the page until I can sign in.
Exactly. So I did not know how exclusive these tournaments were, across all divisions, by the way.
Right.
So, but more about the money. I mean, this definitely. When I heard this, I was like, oh, I should start playing more. Because if I can somehow participate at a regional and get like top 16, I just won $3,000 for playing Pokemon.
Because I beat them with one trio mill.
I bought my Masquerada battle deck the other day, and I placed 30th, but I still walked out with $1,000.
They had Mew V-Star decks on clearance, and I had to show them what was up from the bargain bin.
I was enticed. Yeah, I saw that Mian Shao $10 battle packs just kind of laying around, so I bought a couple of them. So me and my buddies are gonna be raiding the tournament. We'll split the winnings. That like it's crazy, man. Like it's coming from like my big game for the longest time to watch, spectate, understand like Smash or hours, I'll say. But to see this level of payout, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. That is just the payout. You know, it's just crazy. Like 10 grand for one tournament, not even the biggest one.
Right.
That is insane. And that's also not mentioning again the 108 booster packs that, I mean, let's be honest, man. Do you really need to open all of those? That's potentially more capital. I don't know how Pokemon Company feels about that, but I don't need all those packs. I probably don't.
What do you mean, the winter pack opening stream to just boost everything about our
I'm
social media?
I'm surprised I haven't heard about this because like that if that's not a thing, I gotta win regionals. The after tournament hotel box pack on opening stream would go crazy.
No, they're probably kicking people out of the venue.
Yeah, they kick you out the venue, but they can't kick me out of my hotel room.
That's fair.
All right, everyone come to room 408. You want to see this pack opening? And hey, second place, roll up. I know you got some packs.
I'm about to say
We're doing a pack battle.
I saw them hand them to you.
Yeah, bro. I was standing right there. I know you got some heat in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you watched their mini documentary about Pokemon regionals and stuff,
Yeah.
TCG regionals, they actually show that like after you win, they just have your packs on a table and some guy just makes sure, oh, this is the first place pile, grab these.
Wait, just give you a pile of. They don't even.
Nah, and
What?
they're not even the hanger packs too. They're like loose packs.
Okay, so now Pokemon Company. If I wanted to make some fake controversy, it's like Pokemon Company weighs their own packs.
Hey, yo.
I got no.
Honestly, no one's ever talked about opening heat from their Worlds winnings.
That's we're not accusing anybody of anything. We are just making observations of what's been given to us. And the loose packs have always been risky.
My new goal is to like win or do well to regional or something, and not get heat, and then come at them.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Here, the prophecy will be fulfilled. We must do this now. If they don't listen, Pokemon, you're not handing me full on booster boxes. We ain't talking.
Because now I think about it, I would just pull up with a backpack and be like, push them in.
Yeah.
Because that would be more efficient than me carrying with my two hands 108 packs.
108. That's a lot of packs. That is so many packs. That's unnecessary. That they should be all separated. Like, are they afraid I'm gonna sell the sealed product? Like, it's mine. I won. There's nothing special about these packs. Unless. Obsidian Flames booster box, gifted by the Pokemon Company themselves. All God packs.
I'm about to say, hey, all IR rares? Hey, I got 17 Charizards.
From my first booster box. The second one is also just as much heat. Oh man. Yeah, that's
Hey, but still, crappy packs aside, 50,000 for winning Worlds.
dang. 50.
I'm proud of Pokemon Company.
I mean, Pokemon Company's
I
got
don't
it
say
got
that
me in the
ever.
bag. Yeah. I mean I'm not I have no plans to like even attempt to compete for Worlds this year. But depending on where Worlds is next year, well, hold on. The year after that, right? So after Honolulu, I'll say. Um, I mean, I've been thinking about it. It's like maybe I should start playing this game more because it's not it's not like easy to win, but it's easy to get top 32, I feel.
Yeah.
Way easier than winning it all. So, I mean, if as long as you got a right deck and you're not piloting it like an idiot, then yeah, I don't know. This it might be a worthwhile venture to do that, to take the time to register and get in. And yeah, you hit top 32 at a regional, that's $1,000 in your pocket. Like done, easy.
Yeah, I just hope there's a second wave of registrations, or there's, I don't know. I hope that RK9 Labs is the company that manages registration for these events. I just hope they allow for more registration in the future and they allow more people to play, because it seems like a huge loss to not do so. I don't know if it's a timing thing or if they don't have the staff, but if
I
you're working with Pokemon, you have the resources.
exactly. And I don't think I can't think of anyone like, oh, we won't give them a big enough venue because we don't want to work with them. Like, who doesn't want to work with a Pokemon company? I don't know how
Exactly.
they work business wise, but it's the largest IP. That's that draws in a crowd. Just saying. Shoot. So this could potentially be a way for them to get them to change their policy on that and allow more entrants. Because again, 150 being record breaking. Like there are regionals like in other countries, like in Australia, where the turnout's like 20 people. Like what? What?
But at the
Like
same time, I ain't paying to go to Australia.
no, especially not to Perth. Because at least if I was anywhere else, I can go to the other cities and stuff. I'm in Perth in the middle of nowhere. I'm just stuck in Perth, which isn't like a bad city, I've heard, but um, that's all you're getting. If you're bored, uh,
Too
go.
bad.
Yeah, you're stuck here. Go in the desert if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think it's good that they're increasing the prize payout, but they need to really do something about that participant stuff so I can register. 'Cause I'm not sitting there to go to San Diego and then buy the ticket after I bought the ticket for regionals. You won't catch me doing that. Not this
But you
time.
will catch us at regionals
Oh yeah,
in Victoria,
yeah.
October 6th through 8th. We are going as spectators.
Yep. They won't allow us to play, but we'll be there.
Yeah.
I, I mean, with all that money being thrown around. Side bets, side bets.
But I'm hoping to see some people there and just have some fun.
Yeah.
Kind of get an idea of what it's like to be at a regional. This will be our first Pokemon TCG regional as adults, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be fun. It's in a city that I've never fully been to, but I've heard that they host the regional in a place there's a lot to do around the surrounding area. So, um, yeah, it'll be a good time. I think Peoria is the perfect place to start 'cause it's easy for us to get to. It's usually one of the larger regionals too for participants and spectator turnout. I don't know why, but it's here like the Midwest. That's usually the story. for these
Yeah,
things.
I don't get that. I have to do more research, but I don't know why Peoria sold out so quickly.
So from what I heard is that like San Diego's like you would think a big city would have a bigger turnout, but it's just that the area is not interested as much in Pokemon. But almost notoriously every year over year, like the Midwest regionals are the biggest turnouts. I think like the one in Wisconsin was a really big turnout. There was one in Columbus, Ohio, with another big turnout. Um, I don't think it's just because nothing else to do, but there's an argument to be made for that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably because it's cheapest to travel here. Maybe that was my tinfoil hat.
That also makes sense, yeah. So I don't know, but we will see. We will see what they got for us. I'm gonna try to buy some merch so I don't have to go online and be sad that everyone's price gouging all the world's merch.
You find out the vendors are all from the secondhand market.
That'd be crazy. But I mean, well, Yeti Gaming was there at Worlds.
Oh wow, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
apparently they're a pretty popular booth too. So good on them.
Okay.
Shout out to Yeti Gaming.
Potentially hope.
Yeah, actually, I gotta ask them some questions. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. We so look forward to that in the future. Our thoughts on our regional event. I will try to get on top in front. I will try to get on the main stage and sit at the big, TCG desk.
Oh yeah, we're getting a mom I'm on TV moment for
Yep,
sure.
it's happening. Trust. Mid game, by the way. I'm gonna hire near the table and be like, yes, they're prizes.
Oh,
They're
sorry guys. This is
yeah,
my hotel room
yeah. Just checking
under the
things
main
out.
screen.
Oh man. I put on the guise of a judge. Hey, that's
Dude,
easy.
they literally just wear a black polo that says "Play Pokemon" or something.
Yep,
It's
black
very
polo,
popular.
play Pokemon. Just put a play Pokemon badge on me. I'm good to go.
I can go on eBay right now, and there's probably I can get the whole fit. Steal his fit.
Hey, when the fit's cheaper than the cards they get.
When the fit's easier to access than getting in as a regional player.
I'm not be playing, but I'm not spectating. I'm doing it all, baby.
We'll be involved one way. Yeah, good on them for increasing the prize pool, though.
Yeah, for sure. This is good for everyone. Well, we'll see. But oh, okay. I will say last thing. I will say I can see uh regulars getting mad that there's these new wave of people coming in for the prize money and then they can't get a spot at a regional because seats have already filled up. That is the one concern I have for this.
I just have to laugh at that because everyone should be pushing for more people to come, period.
I agree, but I'd be mad if I can't reach my play league points because I keep getting snuffed out. Which again, that's on me for not being on top of things, but I can see people potentially being like, I'm so pissed I could only go to San Diego and uh I don't know, another place. Regionals because the Peoria ones filled up very quickly because everyone went to go make that money. So
Yeah, when you put it that way, it is kind of messed up. Like, some people might not be able to get their league points, but at the same time, like, I think that's on the company, not the players, you know? Like, I think everyone who wants to should have a chance to go.
yeah,
And the only way they could remedy it would be a more harmful way of doing like invite only and then have a couple free seats open, but they should just increase the amount of people who can enter.
yeah. I think they could. I think there's a way to make it streamlined and take up too much time. But yeah, I do agree that I think that issue can be remedied by the company themselves. I just hope they actually consider it. So yeah,
Like especially for TCG where like you don't need to it's all up to the players to bring the material, but like for Pokemon like VGC, I can understand it a bit more because logistically there are only so many spots where you can have monitors and switch docks. But for
yeah,
TCG, the players are bringing their decks, they're bringing their mats, they're bringing their coins, They're bringing their damage counters, and all that stuff is like easy. But like for a Switch dock and a monitor, you only have so many outlets and so much space, and so I kind of get that.
True. Yeah, we're bringing back Pokken. We're have to make even less setup spots.
We'll be in a different building down the street.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, so yeah, good stuff for them. And I don't know. I wanted to lead off on another good story, but the only thing we have left on the docket is a pretty mid-level game, I feel. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'd rather we knock it out because I don't think either of us are getting Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So
New Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh man, David, let me tell you. How do you feel about Super Mario Bros?
I've always wanted to have 16 playable clone characters in my 2D Mario side scroller.
Hey, we've been rocking with 2 for the longest time. Let's up those numbers. And why not? And hey, it's got new on it, and we all know about New Super Mario Bros. Being this amazing game. But the haters were always like, "Man, they make too many of these." So, we waited, and they stopped making them, and then they came out with this new one, New Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and we were all wondering, what are they going to do different about this game to make it a 10-year wait feel worthwhile?
This guy stinks.
Don't hate me because you ain't me. Well, guess what?
I'm
What?
starting with positives, bro.
All right. Well, hey, this will be short. After you.
They have a lot of new powers.
Bro, you could have hit
The
me with.
grapple
Wait,
flower.
you could have hit me with. You said a lot. I'm gonna let you talk, but that's a lot of heavy lifting with that word a lot. But go on.
I like the grapple flower, and all right, I'm done faking.
Okay, so
What's up?
we're talking about power ups. Let's break it down. Let's break it down with the normal stuff, and then okay. So I'll just say that a direct came out on August 31st. So at time of recording, it's about 2 or 3 days fresh in our heads, and they kind of broke down all the new things they're bringing for New Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And I gotta be honest, as we'll go into it, not too impressive. So we'll start with the power ups. All right, they gave us 3 new power ups with Bubble, Drill, and Elephant. So just that's the group they came up with. All right, Elephant, Drill, and Bubble. Not gonna lie, these are some of
Wait,
what?
I just realized.
Uh-huh.
So for elephant, you can like store water in your trunk.
You sure can.
Why wouldn't they just make that one of Bubble's functionalities to throw water on
They
stuff?
sure didn't. They sure didn't do that.
Okay, never mind. I'm not happy about this game.
So I just feel like Elephant is the dumbest power up. What is the point? It's like so Mario reiterates on powers all the time. It's like, oh, it's a new fresh coat of paint, Whatever. That is fine. But Elephant, the only really interesting thing about it is that it can hold water and spray it on things, and it can, if you run over, instead of running over one gap to pass it, now you can run over 2 gaps because you're so fat and just large that you can just cover over 2 gaps when you're running. Doesn't make any sense, by the way. But man, that power up looks lame, and the internet continues to disappoint me on how they feel about how the characters look in that power up. That's all I'm gonna say. Toad looks cool, I guess.
Man.
What's wrong,
Yeah,
David?
I'm assuming there's gonna be no level editor.
Oh no, you ain't getting that. How could you?
We're gonna have to buy Mario Maker 3 on the Switch 2.
I gotta crack open them. That'd be funny. I launched a stream for Wonder. It's just Mario Maker 2.
Okay, so actually, I do have another good thing. I think the badge system could be really interesting if done well.
I think the same thing. But that caveat again, very strong because so like you mentioned the grapple vine. I think it's a cool power up. I think that's a cool thing for them to add for more movement, more gameplay, and stuff like that. Things like the wall jump, though, like I love Mega Man X. I've always wanted to Mega Man X jump in Mario, but that's not really a power up. That's doing nothing for me. Same with like the auto super mushroom. Like
Yeah.
I just don't feel like a 2D Mario needs a badge system like this. Other than if you want to add different styles of platforming. Um, it doesn't add enough, I feel like. And that's kind of like how I feel about all of these. Most of this direct was like, I don't feel like this does enough to make this like an actual like really good New Super Mario Bros. Game. Um, so I mean, yeah, like the badge system, cool idea, but I only saw like maybe I think there's like 20 badges you can collect, 20 to 30, I'll say. And
Assuming that screen doesn't scroll for the badge menu, yeah.
yeah, but I also just can't think of how many things they can add. The game is very simple.
I don't
So
know, man. These flowers all have puns with the word wonder in them. It seems pretty deep. Nope.
I, ah, it just it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Also, I know we're jumping around, but honestly, I don't care. We can jump around with Wonder because it's just mid. So the characters, I was correct. And people were talking about maybe you can't play as Yoshi. It's like, yeah, you can if you're a baby because they decided to make Yoshis and Nabbits just easy mode rather than just making them characters like everybody else.
Yeah, characters with unique mechanics. The unique mechanic being you can't lose.
You can't. The only way to lose is to die and fall off a cliff. And it's
It's
like,
to jump in lava
yeah,
as they do in the trailer.
exactly. I'm just like, why? Why did they have to be? Can I turn that off? I just want to play as Yoshi. Like, I don't care about Peach. I don't really care too much about Toadette or Nabbit. Like, I just want to play as Yoshi in this game because like I should be able. Really, at this point, I should be able to play as any of the Mario cast in these games because you're just adding a model. But whatever. Um, but
Waluigi confirmed.
yeah, man, I would play as Waluigi for like a second and be like, yeah, that was funny, haha, meme, and then go play as Shy Guy, which that'd be cool. Do that, Nintendo. I'm sure they're
That
in the
is
game.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, so like so the character pool is basically 5 characters, but whatever, it's not a big deal. Um, but I just don't see them doing enough because just looking at it, it's just another new Super Mario Bros. Game. They aren't doing anything different other than like it looks pretty. And it does
Yeah.
look pretty.
Yeah, it
It,
does.
it is a gorgeous game, but the gimmick of this game with the Wonder Flowers, that's just not doing anything for me. Like, oh, the screen gets trippy and then some random level specific thing happens. Like the pipes come alive, or you become a spike ball, or the game becomes a top down game.
Did
Um,
you know Luigi walk on wall? Because I wonder how that happened.
have you ever wondered what the top of Luigi's head looks like? Well, guess what? You still won't know. Cap.
Man.
So like, and so those effects are cool. It's a visual, it's very visually pleasing. But I'm looking at it as for gameplay. I'm just like, yeah, that's gonna be there for like 2 seconds, and the level's just gonna end. Maybe there'll be like a power or a secret you have to get by either getting the Wonder Flower or skipping the Wonder Flower.
Yeah.
And like that's it is it's not doing anything crazy. And I wasn't expecting it to because I know what game I'm getting with New Super Mario Bros. But I don't know, man. Like it just feels like another New Super Mario Bros. Game.
Do you think there'll be more than 8 worlds?
No,
Oh.
I don't think they'll put more levels in it, but when they advertise, oh, you can walk around the overworld freely. Really? Really? That's a perk. Looks at
Yeah, I can
3D
see
world.
everyone else online playing the couple fun levels after they beat the game.
Yeah. Which that also, like, I think it's cool to have interactions with other people like that, but I, mm, I, mm, mm. I was expecting more for online. Um, even just being able to play online.
Yeah.
And instead it's like, hey, like if you die, tag this Dark Souls feller.
That'd be funny. You could leave messages, jump here.
Dude, please, like they let you put down standees to like mark like, oh, if you touch it, like your ghost is no longer a ghost. If I could put a automated message, turn around,
Yeah.
bend,
Return game.
bend over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, just thinking about just going back to the power ups again. Sorry for jumping around. I did not like the inclusion of stuff like invisibility.
oh yeah, yeah.
Why would I want that?
Well, I think invisibility is fine, but when it's completely invisible for you too, it's like, yeah, exactly. Why would I want that? I could just play as Yoshi, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some stuff seems like they wanted to innovate, and I think they did, but some stuff seems more like we
Con-
need to we need to make this like more bloated than it actually is, you know?
we need to make this for content creators to, oh, I play this game completely invisible from the start to finish.
As Loogie, no elephant run.
No, no elephant percent. Oh man, yeah.
I
To
think
your
this game
point,
will do
that,
well.
huh? What's up?
I think this game will do well though. Like we're talking all mess.
It's just gonna do Super Mario Bros. Numbers, which is fine, which is good. I think it will do well. I just wish it was something that enticed me to play one of these games. You
Right.
know, we had, I think 3D World was like, yeah, we can. This is where you should be going, taking this game because this game is fun. It is open so enough people can, so four people can play and not be kind of scrunched up together. And it's like a mix between the best of both worlds for 2D and 3D Mario. And then they give us this, which is just more 2D Mario. And I get it. That's their roots. That's why they stick with it. But how crazy would have it been if we got like Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but it's a combination of 3D World and like a new Super Mario Bros. Game? Like that, and maybe, they haven't shown everything, so maybe that is there. But right now, it's just a new Super Mario Bros. Game with new voice actors.
Whew. Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I was just hoping for this to kind of stick out more than Sonic Superstars. And it seems like Sonic Superstars is doing ever so slightly, I should say, but something a little bit more different compared to sticking to the classics.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Um a lot of games nowadays I stop pre-ordering because now I just wait to see like what's out there and those like crazy people on YouTube or Reddit or Discord who beat it within 24 hours of release to find out if it's really worth my hard-earned money.
Yeah, yeah,
So I guess we'll see. I wasn't impressed with any of the online stuff. Seems like Mario Maker 2 still takes the cake.
yeah.
And I haven't needed a Mario game since Mario Maker or 3D World. So those are that's how I feel. Pretty underwhelmed by the direct.
I'm in the same boat. And I was trying to think of anything that's like worthwhile to talk about in that direct, but I'm drawing a blank. Like it is going to be a game that will sell well.
You forgot the fully red Nintendo OLED,
Oh my god.
which they were like,
Uh,
"Yeah, we're already taking a dump on your wallets. We're gonna throw this in at the end to slap you in the face one more time."
so we're not going to talk about this show, but like the fact that a new console's coming out soon, and they had the balls to do this again, where it's like, hey, it's that time for an end of life cycle new edition of our console. You're gonna buy this, right? Look, it has coins in the back. That's pretty cool, right? Like a secret pipe or something, huh? Never thought of that, did you? Look at us, Nintendo, always innovating. And that'll be $400.
It's crazy because the Switch 2 dev kits came out recently too, so
Yeah,
it's
but
strictly a loss or a collector item or both.
yeah, but the average person, red Switch. I gotta get the red Switch.
Man,
I need it. I need the OLED so bad.
the Mario Red Edition.
Yeah, it doesn't have my money, that's for sure. I'd much rather sooner get the Pokemon one, which also didn't look very great. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
orange and purple.
Well, anything left on Wonder before we wrap this up?
I just wonder how well it'll do.
You know, I threw out some pretty bad puns. So I'll let you have that one too. It's only fair. All right, folks. Well, that's the end of our show today. Do we have? I don't know. This is just the part where we close the doors and push you away, shove you out the door, and just move on with the rest of our lives until the next show. I mean, I guess look out on social media for us. Remember, follow us on Instagram, and I'd say the Twitter, but it's been pretty quiet over there so far. But when y'all start following, I'll start having things for you.
Be on the lookout mostly for YouTube and Instagram and TikTok content.
Yes, those
We
for
have a lot
sure.
of larger projects we're working on in the background.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll be back on our regular schedule next week. I will be back home. And be super ready to show you guys everything I picked up in this trip. Because it'll be a good one. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you like cards. Also, Zoro is racist.
In case you didn't pick that up earlier in the episode.
Also, Digimon Ghost Game is not that great. It's actually pretty bad.
I will have to watch it before I comment on it. But we will have a full episode of Digimon coming up someday.
As soon as they have some news for us. In the meantime, I'll keep shitting on their new shows. Data Squad was lame as shit.
I heard it was good, but like I said, I'll have to watch it first.
1999 is a meme, but a good one. Keep watching.
That's all from us, folks.
Frontiers was weird.
I'm gonna take a shit.
Tamers was pretty good though. David's leaving. All right, he's closing the door.